My name is Michael,
And I'm Jeffrey.
and this is Houston Brothers Gaming News. Today, I'll be talking about Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
And I will be talking about Star Fox Zero.
Mirror's Edge Catalyst is a game for the Windows PC, PS4, and Xbox One. It's developed by EA Dice, published by Electronic Arts, and uses the Frostbite 3 engine. Its release date is May 24th, 2016 in North America, and May 26th, 2016 for Europe. In the game, you'll once again take control of Faith Connors as she navigates her way around the city using parkour to complete her missions.
Just a quick note on that, I've actually loved Mirror's Edge games before for how free roaming the games actually are. Like, you don't have to use guns. That's something that I really like about the original Mirror's Edge.
You can also use environmental objects such as zip lines, and runner vision will make a return as it will indicate whether or not you can climb a structure or not. The game will also include what's been called synchronous multiplayer, which the actions you take in the world affect how other players play the game. Something else that was added through the trailer is the fact that Faith can no longer use guns, which I personally found was a hindrance in the first one because you could just basically slide through enemies and not have to worry about them. Why would you pick up a gun?
Yeah, I
So
mean,
that's a
you can
good
go
thing.
slide behind an enemy or drop behind an enemy and just knock them unconscious. What was the point of having guns? Why would you want to stop using your momentum to pick up a gun and shoot the enemy when you could just zoom right on past them and they wouldn't be able to catch you? I mean, I guess in some cases it could be more helpful if you're like surrounded by enemies. But through my playthrough of the original Mirror's Edge Catalyst over at a friend's house, I didn't find it too helpful in the slightest.
If you guys want to read more, I will leave some links in the description to Mirror's Edge Catalyst, to some news and stuff that we found on it if you guys want to read more into it, but that's all I really got on that.
Now I will be talking about Star Fox Zero, developed by Nintendo, H.B.G, and Platinum Games, published by Nintendo, and the platform is for the Wii U. Release date for Japan is April 21st, 2016. For worldwide, North America and Europe, April 22nd, 2016. And for Australia, it'll be April 23rd, 2016. From what I could gather, it seems like it follows the classic Star Fox gameplay, which is good. They're not trying to change it at all. It's not going to be anything like Star Fox Adventures was. I didn't really enjoy that game too much. The Wii U gamepad left stick controls the game, and the gyroscope controls can be used to assist with aiming. That's going to be interesting for gameplay. I'm really thinking about actually buying a Wii U for this game just to see exactly how helpful that might be, or how much of a hindrance it could be.
And in addition to that, you can also see on the Wii U's gamepad a first-person view of the cockpit, so you can aim better for your controlling.
Yeah, that's something I was just about to talk about. Fox and his team returns for this adventure, which is good. Again, they're not trying to change it up. Something that was interesting that I read on an interview with Miyamoto, I believe on IGN, but I'm not 100%. If I can find it, I'll put a link in the description. Miyamoto said that Crystal from Star Fox Adventures won't probably be there, but Kat from, I believe, Star Fox 64, if I remember, is going to make a return. So maybe there might be more playable characters. Maybe you can switch up the teams. Miyamoto was kind of keeping quiet on that much. I found as much as I could, but with Nintendo, it's hard to get information on any of their big name projects. The game will be bundled with Star Fox Guard, which is, again, something I didn't really expect them to do. I expect them to sell those games separately, but, you know. And from what I could gather, no multiplayer will be added for Star Fox Zero. I didn't hear too much about multiplayer for Star Fox Guard, but I'm believing there might be. I have no clue. So that's all I could gather for Star Fox Zero. Do you have anything else to add?
Well, looking through IGN's articles, I found a thing on published on March 29th, 2016 that says Valve was found guilty of breaching the Australian consumer law. And this is just something that I need to touch on. I'll leave a link to the full article in the description. You guys can let us know what your thoughts on it are in the comments. But the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission announced that it was suing Valve in August 2014, saying that the company had made false or misleading representations under the Australian consumer law and its refund policy. And in September 2014, skipping ahead here in the article, in September 2014, the ACCC outlined demands for Valve that the new refund system had to be implemented within 30 days.
30 days?
This is the part that I don't like. If anybody works with computers, you know it's going to take more than 30 days to implement, debug, roll out, make sure a system is working properly before you put it out to major public use.
Especially if it's handling something like refunds. If it was handling something otherwise, I could say, maybe you could do it, then just patch it up here and there. But handling money handling other people's money at that is something you don't really want to fuck up with.
So obviously they didn't get it out within the 30 days. So they took them to court over it. And the system ended up being implemented in June 2015. But I guess that wasn't good enough because they were still found guilty by the Australian federal courts, and they now have to pay a fine. I think that's a bunch of bullshit. I think that it's out. If it's out, it's going to be fine. I think that if they rolled it out, it should be fine. You don't need to
give someone a time limit for, especially a time limit of 30 days. Maybe if I could understand a month, I could understand a month or 2 months, but 30 days, really? Is that the most you could have given them? Even 60 days I could have understood. But really? 30 days.
Yep, and it says here at the end of the article that at the time of the writing and of us recording this, there has been no fine decided, but there is a chance that Valve will have to pay up to 75% of the ACCC's legal cost and on top of any liability. So we'll leave this to you guys. What you guys think about it in the comments.
But me and my brother both agree it's a bunch of bullshit. There's no reason they should fine them. But in the ACCC's defense and in Australia's defense, there should have really been a system implemented when Steam first launched.
And there was, but it wasn't, I guess to the Australians, it wasn't up to standard with what they have. But if you buy a game off of something like Steam, there's pictures, there's descriptions, there's user reviews,
and
there's critic scores. We live in a day and age where you can go on, exactly. I was just about ready to say where you can go on YouTube, search up any walkthrough for a game or any gameplay footage of a game if you don't want to see any part of the story.
Like, I know that there are some YouTubers out there who get games a little bit earlier from the developers. That way they can get a little bit of hype build up for the game. No YouTubers in particular, but one of them, me and my brother really enjoy watching, gets games really early. And you can look at their channels. Even if you don't like the game, just mute the sound and just look at the gameplay. See if you might like it. And there's user reviews out on Steam. There's pictures. There's a description where the developer can be as vague or as detailed as they want. So there really should be no reason you shouldn't want to buy a game or not buy a game. There really is no excuse.
Exactly. Take Far Cry Primal, for example. Far Cry Primal is the perfect example. Ubisoft let some YouTubers play the game early. They gave them early access copies and told them to play through it as much as they wanted. That there was nothing held back. You can go on, if you wanted to go on there and you wanted to see, hey, could I possibly want to buy this game? It made it the best, it's probably was the best choice. We live in like I said, we live in a day and age now where you can find anything on any game unless they're being extremely tight-lipped about it.
Again, like Star Fox Zero with Nintendo.
So,
And if you do happen to want to brush out a product, then you're going to end up something like Arkham Knight for PC, where it's buggy, it's glitchy, it's laggy, and it doesn't want to work. If Valve had gotten something out in 30 days, it would have been almost like an Arkham Knight for Steam type of thing, where it would be glitchy, it'd be buggy, and people could take advantage of it. And that just doesn't seem good to me at all.
So, let us know what you guys think about this down in the comments. Let us know if you guys have any other news you want us to check out. And me and my brother will make sure we'll try to get to them. And let us know what you guys think. Until next time, I'm Michael.
I'm Jeffrey, and we're signing out.